Another Media Sheriff tutorial here today. It's going to be a quick one. We're going to look at transitions and different transitions that you can use in your films and where to get them from, and just the different effects that it has on videos. I'm not going to go through all of the transitions that are in Premiere. It'll take ages to do that, but I'm just going to show you a few and show you where you can find the rest of them. Very much so, this is trial and error, this is experimentation and investigation into what will fit into your film at what time and what you're trying to portray at that moment. So have a play around. Don't overdo the transitions, otherwise it'll look like a really cheap PowerPoint presentation. But just make sure that you put them in at the right times. And as I said, I'm going to show you a few just where you get from. Okay, so what I'm doing here, I've got the downtown interview bits that we did at the start of the video, and I've cut them up already just to cheat. I've already cut them into the separate videos, into the separate interviews rather. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to play around with some of the I'm just going to turn the sound off because that's going to get annoying. Show you some of the different effects that you can put on. Okay, so we go into the effects tab here at the top of the screen, and then video transitions, which is here, and you open it up. All of these have a number of different effects and things that you can put into your films. I'm going to look at some of the ones that are usually used first of all. So we've got in the dissolve section, we've got the dip to black. Now this is very self-explanatory. Simply is at the end of the video it just creates a fade. Okay, definitely should go at the end of every video that you do. No video just finishes really abruptly, not one that I've seen anyway, so make sure that you put a dip to black in at the end. But you can also do it at other bits as well. So what I did, just to show you in a bit more detail, I'll stretch it out a bit, is I just clicked and held the mouse on it and just drag it where I want it on the timeline. Now you can put it at the end of a clip. It has to be in a cut. It won't let you just randomly throw in a transition at any point. You've got to have made the cut and then you drag it onto the end of the cut, which is what I did there. Now that was quite a quick dip to black. What you can do is you can hover over the beginning of the dip to black until you get that icon there, and then you can click and drag it and it will extend the dip to black over. Now what I've done is I don't want to put it on there. What that means then is that you get a kind of slower fade out and then fade back in for some strange reason. Don't know why that did that. Let's get rid of that. So yeah, I've added the dip to black at the end of that clip there. So it just fades Simon's out nicely. That is because I've not cut it in the right place, and we have a bit of Simon on Laura's cut, it would appear. Okay, anyway, on to the next one. What we can do as well, I forget to mention, I'll do this now, but what you can do as well is that you can put a dip to black in at the beginning, and if you put a transition in the beginning, it kind of reverses it, so it starts on black and fades in nicely. So you can either have it fading in or fading out by placing it, depending on where you place it at the end. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to put a dip to white in at the beginning of Laura's section. So I'm going to click and drag that one in, and what that does is it will create, as I just move that effect, so you get that flash of white on the screen. Now again, depending on how long you have it, you can make it like almost like a flash. So I'll just shorten the dip to white a bit and then just show you the impact that has on it. There we go, a bit of a flash instead. So again, you can control the the length of time that the transition is on as well, just by messing around with the length. The film dissolve. Now this one's a little bit more complex. What you have to do is you drag the film dissolve onto the end. I'm going to put it at the end of Laura's. Now at the minute, it doesn't do anything. Okay? So what I'm going to do as well is I'm going to put it onto the beginning of my interview. Okay, so we've still got that kind of effect, but we don't want that. We want them to kind of merge into each other. So I'll drag it over, we'll see how that goes. There we go. Nice little kind of almost like a cross dissolve as well, but it's a film dissolve. So it goes from Laura to me on that one. Those are all in those. So these are the usual ones that are used in film. You can also put other ones in. What else have we got here? Let's have a look. We've got a page peel. So if you wanted it to look like the pages of a book were turning, you can put the page peel in, which has this effect. There we go. Bit of a page turner there. That's in the page peel one. We've got a slide. Now what I've done with the page peel and the center split slide transition is I've put it over the end of the last clip and the beginning of the other one. If you put it, if I just move this center split one there, you kind of have the center split, but it still splits with, so we're not splitting it at the end. We've got a split while Helen's still on the screen, so it looks a bit strange. If you wanted it to change, obviously, into the next interview, then you have to, or the next scene, you have to put it over the two scenes that you want to split to. So as I do that now, as Helen disappears, we get that. It's not brilliant, but it's not the kind of thing that you'd use in film anyway. It's just to give you an idea of which different ones you can put in. Some of them look a bit rubbish, let's be honest. The next one's a push. Again, I'm going to put it over the two. So Chris gets pushed out, Mary comes in. Okay, so it's just been pushed away. That can be quite effective. Again, depending on how you're going to, what you're trying to portray at the time, what you're trying to put across. We have a zoom. This is quite good. Cross zoom. I'm going to put this one over. So we're getting Mary going into deck at this point now. So I'm going to play this one. Again, I've put it over the two so that you get this. Ooh, look at that. Excellent. Really good transition that for things like advertising, or really like modern advertising, like your clothing, your fashion ranges, that kind of thing, or for music videos as well. It's a really good effect to go from one scene to another, or from one shot to another. So again, that's a really good one. This is, believe it or not, the fourth time that I've tried to record this tutorial, and it's because I've had to redo it every time because the wipe has never worked. So I'm going to give it a go again just to see, but if it doesn't work, that's it. I've had enough and I'm just going to leave it at that. So I'm going to put the wipe over the two pieces again. This is George Lucas's favourite. Please work. No, it didn't. It's just not having it. I don't know what's up with it, but it's just not liking the wipe at the minute, which is probably a good thing, to be fair, because it's been overdone by George Lucas and it's become synonymous with his work. So I'm not that bothered, but like I say, have a look at the different stuff. There is more. Like I said, we've got flip over. I'm not going to show you them all, but again, like I said, it's trial and error. You just have a go at different transitions, have a look at what you're doing, again, it depends on the style of video, like I said, to what you can put in there and what you want to put in there. But again, that's your creative license as a creator. Okay, so that is transitions. This has been the Media Sheriff signing off. I'll see you soon.